Prime Minister was very foolish. When he saw this, he said, oh, is he a king or a bhangi? Normally in India, the bhangi do all the cleaning work. So he said, "Ye Raja nahi, the bhangi hai." He said, this man is not a king. He's a bhangi, he's a sweeper. How can I let my master marry his daughter to a sweeper? In India, here people are very caste conscious and status conscious. So he went and told the king, you should not marry your daughter to this man. He's not a king, he's a sweeper. I saw with my own eyes. He was sweeping the whole road and washing the roads. So King Purushottam said, okay, wedding is called off. And he invited other princes for the Swayamvar to see who would be an appropriate groom. So when King Purushottam heard about this, he was very upset. He said, I was bhangi, but I was bhangi for Lord Jagannath, not for my pleasure. So he went ahead and attacked King Kanchi. You know how kings are. Everything do it. And he lost. King Purushottam lost. So King Purushottam was very depressed. He said, I was fighting for Lord Jagannath, not for me. I still lost the battle. So he was a little depressed. So he went to a sadhu. You know, people go to sadhu for guidance. So he told the whole story to the sadhu. And the sadhu said, did you go and get Jagannath's blessings before you launched the attack? He said, no, that's not correct. I didn't go. So he went to Lord Jagannath and he explained the whole story. He explained how he launched the attack without his permission, without his blessing. So Lord Jagannath said, Lord Jagannath knew that King Purushottam was very sincere. He said, don't worry, go and launch another attack on this day of Gira Panchami, and I will fight on your side. And not only me, I'll fight on your side with my brother Balaram. We both will fight for you. So the king was wondering, how will this ever come true? Jagannath and Balaram, they will really fight for me. Jagannath is going to come off the altar and fight for me. So the word spread around in the whole village, in the whole town of Jagannath Puri and Orissa, that Krishna and Balaram are going to fight on behalf of King Purushottam. So everybody joined King Purushottam's army. Anyone said Jagannath is coming to fight, Balaram is coming to fight, so we'll also fight. So King Purushottam had a big army and he went to launch another attack on the king of Kanchi. Now, before this attack was launched, it was agreed by the two kings. If King Purushottam won the battle, then Jagannath will be in the front and Ganesh will be behind. And if King of Kanchi won the battle, then Ganesh will be in the front and Jagannath will be behind. So the king of Kanchi was a devotee of Ganesh and King Purushottam was a devotee of Jagannath. So King Purushottam with his army was headed towards the battle. They were going to go in Kanchi. But the king was always meditating. How will Jagannath and Balaram fight for me? Jagannath promised he's going to fight. So ahead of the army of King Purushottam There were two soldiers on two horses. One was bluish complexioned soldier sitting on the dark horse, and the other one was a pale complexioned soldier sitting on a white horse. And these two soldiers were ahead of the king's army. The king didn't even know that they were ahead. And as they were proceeding towards Kanchi, they felt very thirsty. So there was one old lady, Malika, selling buttermilk, lassi. That was her only means of livelihood. She had no other means. So these two soldiers, they were very thirsty. One was on a black horse, one was on a white horse. They were very thirsty. They asked her, give us some buttermilk to drink. And they drank all the buttermilk. Then she said, paisa. Payment. They said, we have no money. We are members of King Purushottam's army. But the king is coming. Tell him that two of his soldiers drank all the buttermilk. And they said that you will pay. But she said, but how will the king believe me? What proof do I have that you have drunk the milk? The king will say, why should I give you money? What proof do I have? So then one of the soldiers took out his ring. This is the same ring that Jagannath wears on the altar in Jagannath Puri. And these two soldiers were Jagannath and Balaram. Jagannath was a fair, Balaram was a fair-looking soldier, and Jagannath was a dark soldier. So Jagannath took out his ring and said, show this ring to the king, and he will believe with that we, these two soldiers, who these soldiers are. Because the king was a great devotee of Jagannath. So a little later the king's army came. When the king's army came, the old lady said, stop, 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 roko, stop, stop, stop. So she went up to the king. She said, two of your soldiers came and drank all my buttermilk and said, you are going to pay the money. So please pay me for my buttermilk that they drank. Then the soldiers said, then the king said, well, what proof do I have that they drank the milk? How do I know that they drank your buttermilk? Then she took out that ring. She said, they gave me this ring to show to you as evidence that they have drunk the milk. And the king saw that ring. His happiness knew no bounds. He knew that Jagannath is in the battle. He knew that this is the ring that Jagannath wears on the altar. Because the king was meditating all along. Jagannath has said that he'll fight on my side, but how is he going to fight? So then he said, now I know. And the king was so happy that he gave this lady not just payment, but gave her 9 villages to rule. They donated 9 villages and said, you collect all the taxes, these 9 villages belong to you. So because she gave the evidence that Jagannath was fighting on his side. So then there was a battle, fierce battle. And in this battle, Jagannath and Balaram were also shooting arrows. On behalf of whom? On behalf of the king. And the other side had never seen such sharp arrows. None of them could fight against the arrows of Jagannath and Balaram. And in the end, who was victorious? King Purushottam was victorious. So King Purushottam was victorious. And then, that's why in the Jagannath Puri temple, you see the deities of Jagannath Subhadra, Balaram ahead and Ganesh behind. Because this was the agreement they had made before the battle. The king of Kanchi would win, and Ganesh would be in the front, and Jagannath behind. And the king of Orissa was. So, King Purushottam won the battle. And then he brought back Padmavati, the girl that he was supposed, princess he was supposed to marry. But he didn't marry her. He left her under the care of his prime minister and told the prime minister, please find an appropriate sweeper and get her married to that sweeper. So because originally she was supposed to marry the king, but they didn't marry because the king was told that he was a sweeper. So the prime minister was searching, was very smart. Padmavati wanted to marry King Purushottam, but King Purushottam told the prime minister to marry her to a sweeper. Then next year on the occasion of Rath Yatra, the prime minister went to the king and said, I have found a very appropriate sweeper husband for Padmavati. King said, very good, who is it? You. You are the best sweeper in our kingdom. Then Padmavati was married to, okay. And then they had a son, and that son was called King Pradapuda. And King Pradapuda was a very, very great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. King Pradapuda had a strong desire to see Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya would not give him an audience. King Pradapuda sent many messages, but Lord Chaitanya said, I am a sannyasi. A sannyasi has to be very careful. He should not associate with people who have to deal with women and money. So then the king told Lord Chaitanya's secretary, Swarup Damodar and Nityananda, that if Lord Chaitanya doesn't give me an audience, I will become a mendicant. I will renounce my entire kingdom. Then the Lord sent some paraphernalia, clothes that he wears, to the king. And the king was worshipping those clothes just like the Lord. What time did he see these clothes? Clothes and they should be, the deity should clothes. So, I'm sorry. Why are you clothes? Okay. So, then the Lord agreed to, so the paraphernalia worn by the Lord should be respected. Then the Lord agreed to see the son of the king. The son of the king reminded the Lord he had the same complexion as Krishna. So the father was so happy that his son had gone. Jai Shri Jagannath. The father was so happy that the son had audience with Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya saw on